What is going on, faithful? It is your boy Niners Sickness with the Niners Sickness podcast. We have a special guest this morning. Let me get myself focused there. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is an early show for those that are in the Pacific Standard Time. It is 8:30 your time. If you're in the Central Time or Eastern Time, it is much later. We have a special guest today that I'm going to introduce, Lions fan. We're going to talk a little bit, as you guessed, 49er Lions game. We're going to play today at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 1 o'clock Eastern Time. So I'm looking forward. Let me go ahead and bring in my guest with no further ado, Mr. Dan, the Lions fan. Give me 1 second. What's going on, Dan? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty excited for the start of the season today, as I'm sure you guys are.
Yes. It's been a long off season. The whole COVID last year, and for us with a whole bunch of injuries, most of our team, a lot of our starters, Nick Bosa, Kittle, D Ford, Garoppolo, our linemen. I mean, we were just a mess. So we're looking forward for another year of goodness, of health, and see how far we go. Our expectations a little bit different than yours. So I want to get your thoughts with your Lions. But before I do, I just want to say good morning to Queen Kathy. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Luke. Josh, they're coming in. Good morning. Daniel Cantu. Good morning. Welcome to the podcast. What's up, Scott? Christopher popping in. What's up, guys? So this is my brother from another mother, Dan, the Lions fan. He's a Lions fan. He loves his Lions. So let me ask you, Dan, how long have you been a Lions fan, and why did you become a Lions fan?
Well, I've been a Lions fan since I was about 7, 8 years old. Every time I talk to fans of other teams and all that, I usually tell them a little story. My very first Lions game as a kid, my dad brought me to. It was in '91. It was we played the Dallas Cowboys, and we beat them 38-6. That was the last time the Lions won a division and a playoff game. That was some 30 years ago. So unfortunately, it's been a little downhill since. We only won the division one time after that, but I'm looking forward to some things. I like our new coach. It looks like the guys want to play for him. So very excited about today.
Now, what's up with the whole hit him in the kneecap situation going on with Campbell?
I don't know, man. Like, I was watching that press conference, and when he said that stuff, I was kind of shocked by that. It was kind of funny. I think it's just something he said to try to, motivate the city and his team and stuff. Even though the words were kind of goofy, I think it was just simply a method to try to fire people up.
Now, with the Fords, the owner of your team, your team has struggled. Let's keep it real. Has struggled for many years. Has been somewhat at the lower tier of football. And a lot of it has to do with the ownership of the team. And I know Robert Saleh, our ex-defensive coordinator, he wanted to play. He's from Detroit or near Detroit, and he wanted to coach Detroit. And I thought he would. I don't know too much about Campbell, but I thought Robert Saleh was a great candidate for the Lions, and the Lions chose to go in a different direction. Did you guys hear any reason why they went with Campbell over Saleh, or what was the reasoning there?
I didn't really hear a specific reason. There's plenty of rumors out there. One rumor was that his family liked New York better. He interviewed with them before and after us. There's some stuff going around where that if he came to Detroit and he, lost here, whatever, rumors that he supposedly couldn't go home again. So that could be why he chose New York. I'm not 100 on that though, but.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is it wasn't necessarily that the Lions didn't choose Robert. It was more that Robert chose New York over Detroit.
Pretty pretty much that's what I'm thinking. Plus, New York, the big media market and all that out there, it could have been a factor in that.
Okay. All right. Just want to say welcome to the stream. Luke Luna, welcome to the stream, brother. Excuse me. This is early for me, especially since I went to bed late. But I wanted to have my guest on here. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's just a lot of Lion fans are just shy, camera shy, or there's not an excitement for your season. But it was hard to get a Lions fan to come on my show. I don't know if they thought they were going to come on here and be laughed at or be made fun of. And that's not the show that I host. It's all about football and stats and talking real football. None of that, making fun, capping stuff that I'm not really into. So I'm glad that Tim, my friend Tim, I know Tim for like 2 years now. Not in person, but I've known him through other groups that we've been into. And he mentioned you, and I'm glad you came on. So I appreciate you being on my show today, brother.
Yeah, not a problem. Happy to be here. I've known Tim for a while now, a good 3 or 4 years at least, from a lot of those same other groups. So, I was happy to come on and talk about this game with you for sure.
Now, my boy Tim, I love him, but he is a little delusional when it comes to his Lions. And I understand that there's two parts of being a fan. You want to be you kind of want to have inspiration for your team. You want to have excitement, but for me, you have to be a realist. You have to really, to be respectful of the team. You gotta understand, okay, my team is rebuilding right now. Now I'm not talking specifically about yours. I'm talking about in general. If your team is rebuilding and it's stocking up the blocks, then eventually they'll get there. But I've seen people, Tim included, where, he's competitive, but he's like, my Lions are going to win the North. And I'm like, wow, let's beat every team in the North once at least. And then we can go from there. So let me ask you, with your Lions, what is your expectation this year? How far do you think your Lions can go? And has your Lions made enough improvement to make some noise this year, in your opinion?
First off, a lot of unknown about this Detroit Lions team this year. Everything from a new front office, new coaching staff, new offensive and defensive schemes. And aside from Quintez Cephas, we got a brand new receiving core this year. A lot of unknowns. Under Dan Campbell, I mainly expect them to be extra competitive, play hard for their coach, their team, and, use the players that they have to, try to, get the, play the best game that they can. And I'm expecting tops maybe 7 wins out of the 17-game season.
Okay, tops, that's pretty realistic.
Yeah, like a rebuilding team, I think, I know also this isn't the first time that Dan Campbell has had the head coaching role. He was with the Dolphins under the interim title, and after they fired Joe Philbin after an 0-4 start,
I remember
he had a slightly less talented team than us, and he went like 5-7 with them, and he beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick once. So the man can coach and motivate his guys, that's for sure.
When it comes to coaches, I know that and I don't listen to talking heads. I don't listen to ESPN and all those talking heads. It's all about clicks for them. They're always going to say things negative or what they think is going to get fan base all excited. I know they say that Dan Campbell is going to be a really bad coach and this and that. I'm like, how do you know how bad a coach is going to be before he actually does what he needs to do? So you have to go to trial and error. You have to go through your process. We're going to find out in about a year or two if he was a great hire or if he was a bad hire. But for people to sit there and assume that he's a bad coach, he's not a good coach, I never understood where they come with this, because he hasn't really coached. He was an interim coach, but this is his first time being a head coach of a team, and you got to give them an opportunity, and you got to give them at least 3 years to turn things around. People are just, and I understand, especially Lion fans, they're desperate for wins. They're desperate to make the playoffs. So the timetable is not that, it's not there. So it's like, all right, I want Dan to turn my team around today. I want my team to make the playoffs this year. And it's like, wait a minute, allow him to get through the whole roster. Let him build. Let him see what formula works. Kyle Shanahan has been with us for 5 years, and he's only had one winning season with us. A lot of it has to do with injuries. A lot of it has to do with not great quarterback play. And another one is because we have been, when he first came in here, he had to get rid of all the old personnel, got rid of all the roster except 2 players, and he had to rebuild the team from the floor up, and it takes time. But fan base, my fan base included, get very impatient. They want to win, and they want to win now. So let me ask you this. What are your expectations for your coach? When do you say, like, okay, by year 2, maybe year 3, this is where the coach needs to show me that he knows how to coach or not? How much time are you going to give him before you say he's good or bad?
I'd say about maybe around year 4. Let's see how he does up until then. Because I mean, like we all know, this is a rebuilding team for us. We traded Matthew Stafford and got those extra draft picks from the Rams. So the next 2 years we got 2 first-round picks. So I mean, they're going to use that and use those picks to rebuild their team. So I expect maybe around year 4 to, be a little bit better than what we are now.
Okay. Real quick, I just want to shout out, where did he go? Give me 1 second. I hate when I click on, there we go. Solerberg, San Francisco 49er fan. Hello from Australia. He is watching all the way from Australia. Welcome to my podcast. Appreciate you, brother. Go Niners. Don Dotson, welcome to the stream. Welcome. We have Jay Mouse in the house. Welcome, brother. Welcome to the stream. Patrick, what's up, Patrick? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the stream. We got Maverick. Maverick, you made it, brother. I expected you to watch the Fox pregame. For you showing up, even if it's for a minute, I truly appreciate it, man. Thank you for the love. What's up, Clown Man? I love this guy's name. What's up, my boy Nathaniel Hewley? What's up, Trey Sermon? Inactive. Ooh, that's interesting. So let me ask you, what does your team need to do today, in your mind, to be able to pull an upset on the 49ers, in your opinion?
Well, offensively, Jared Goff, he's going up a very good pass rush against you guys with Nick Bosa on one side and Ford on the other. So if one of those guys gets through, he's got to hold on to the ball and not turn the ball over. And then defensively, we just, we got to get pressure on your quarterback and, hopefully force a turnover or 2. And then, maybe we might keep it close and pull off the upset there, but no turnovers and not a whole lot of penalties also. And then I think possibly we could pull the upset off.
Okay, and from your team, what is one area that you say, this is the strong point of the Lions right now? What position of your team do you consider to be the strongest, and what do you consider to be the weakest on your team right now?
Strongest, I'd probably say, from at least what I saw so far in preseason, is our defensive line. They showed great improvement, and from what I've saw, it looks like our defense is well ahead of where our offense is at. And then obviously weaknesses is our wide receiver core. A lot of new wide receivers out there. So I look for. With that said, I look for Jared Goff or the Lions offense, the coordinator, to try to run the football a lot today.
Okay. So, all right. That's interesting. What about your secondary? I heard that, your secondary is kind of, Nitto Suspect, what's your thoughts on the secondary? How's your secondary? What have they done to improve from last year?
Let's see. Jeff Okuda, our now second year guy, is back and healthy. So I mean, he's going to improve greatly under our new secondary coach. I mean, he missed a lot of game time last year, and then one guy, another secondary guy that's improved is Amani O. I can't pronounce his last name, but he struggled to be at the start of last year, but he really picked it up and improved a lot at the end of the last season. So he's coming back. He'll be playing today, and this whole team, from what I've seen out of training camp in the preseason, they love playing for Dan Campbell. Like, everybody loves playing for this guy. So I expect a lot of improvement out of our secondary there, Amani O and Jeff Okuda.
It's always a plus when the players respect their coach and they like the coach who they're playing with. It's just like any type of job environment. You go into an environment at work, and if you get along with your supervisor, you get along with your whatever's in charge, and they're cool. They're still in charge, but they're cool. You just want to do your work. You just want to go in there and perform. And same thing with football. I know that your coach you guys fired last year, I won't even mention his name, was a terrible hire. Anything that comes out of New England coaches that is not Belichick is a terrible hire. Although right now Flores is making an exception with Miami. He's still there looking really good, so he might be the first to make that exception. But overall, you get a lot of bad coaches coming, and Matt Patricia was terrible. I've heard this is what I've heard. You probably know way better than I do. Nobody liked to play for him. I heard he was really tough. He was hard on the players, and it was his way or no way. Can you verify that?
I can verify that, and he's one of the top reasons that Darius Slay left town and went to the Eagles. Apparently, there was a rumor floating around that he spewed out a derogatory comment about Slay's play in a practice. I won't mention it on the air, but I mean, this guy, like Matt Patricia, it was one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in this team's history. I mean, this guy, his scheme didn't work defensively. He failed to make halftime adjustments, all that stuff. He was just a bad coach, and I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah. I'm glad he's gone. I'm not even a Lions fan, bro, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad I was like scratching my head, like, what are you guys? I mean, the Fords being the Fords, man. I mean, there's just something about the name of Matt. You had Matt Patricia, and then you had Matt Millen that did terrible as a GM. Granted, he wasn't coach; he was your GM. But I always say that the Lions are never really going to get better until the team gets sold. Do you agree with me that the ownership of your team really sucks, or do you think it's just highly overrated from fan bases that are not a Lions fan?
Honestly, throughout the years, I'll be honest, yes, our ownership has sucked, and we were most of us Lions fans were kind of hoping we'd sell the team. I know a year or two back, the Amazon owner, Jeff Bezos, was in town trying to put offers out there to purchase the team from then Martha Ford, but apparently it's not happening. Her daughter, Sheila Ford Hamp, ended up with ownership, but I was really hoping that the sale of the team would have ended up with Jeff Bezos.
I mean, anybody other than the Fords, man. I mean, it's history can always tell you that if it ain't working, it's not working. I mean, you guys have really, really struggled. I mean, remind me again, I think you might have mentioned already, and if you did, I apologize, but what was the last time you guys made the playoffs?
Last time we made the playoffs was 2014, 2015. We lost to, can't remember if it was Dallas or New Orleans, but we lost pretty bad.
And prior to that?
the last time we won the division and won a playoff game was all the way back in '91 against Dallas.
So you can say that it's been a pretty from the first one to the second one, from '91 to 2014 has been definitely a long time, and now we're 2021 and you guys haven't been back. So man, I hope you guys, I wish you guys the best. You guys, Lion fans, I can only imagine how you guys are with being in the North, dealing with these wannabe, crazy, delusional Packer fans all over Aaron Rodgers' jackstrap. I mean, everything's about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. How good is your team? As good as Aaron Rodgers. And I understand Aaron Rodgers carries that team. I understand Aaron Rodgers does a lot for that team, but I can't wait for Aaron Rodgers to be gone next year, so all the Packer fans can come back to reality and know how it is. I mean, they've been lucky to have two Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back with Brett Favre and now Aaron Rodgers. But let's see how what they do after they get rid of Aaron. But it must be difficult to be in that North, especially with those delusional Packer fans, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, we hear it from them all the time, talking their trash and riding on Aaron Rodgers and stuff. But hopefully either this year or after this year, we could at least shut them up for a game or so. So yeah, but I hear you. I'm sick of those Packers fans too.
Yeah. Now you guys do play them well, though. Did you guys beat them last year once, or did you guys lose twice?
I don't think we did last year, but there was a stretch like a few years back where we beat them twice in a season. But it's been a little bit. So.
Okay. So as we're getting closer to the game time, brother, again, give me your prediction on today's game. But before you do that, I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts about your number one draft choice, Sewell? Being brought in, he's a natural left tackle, but he was brought in to move to right tackle, did all the work at right tackle during the offseason. Then you lose your left tackle. And now they're moving him to left tackle, if I'm not mistaken, for this game. Now he's even though that's his natural position, but he hasn't done it in a minute. He's been doing everything, all the reps at right tackle. And for people that think that it's the same thing being left to right, it isn't. How well do you think he's going to do against Nick Bosa? Now, keep in mind, Nick Bosa is coming off an ACL injury too. So his snap count is going to be limited. So it's not like he just came off the 19 season where he was just tearing everybody up, rookie of the year. He was hurt last year. But in either case, we have Bosa back. He looks very healthy. Everybody's saying that he looks better than he was before the injury, what the players have been saying. So what are your thoughts on that matchup? Your young draftee going against Bosa. What do you want to see from that matchup?
Well, first off, I think I honestly think Nick Bosa will come back and put the young rookie to work. I mean, that guy, I watched him as a Michigan fan whoop us for Ohio State, so I'm well familiar with how good Nick Bosa is. I fully expect him to, like I said, to put the young rookie to work, but this will be some good experience for the rookie. You gotta, if this team's gonna rebuild and get better, you gotta go up against some of the better teams, and what perfect, way to do that and to test the young guys than have Penei Sewell face an awesome defensive end such as Nick Bosa. So I'm actually looking forward to it, and I'm looking for us to have a nice and competitive game today.
Okay, and now keeping it in perspective, he's a rookie. Bosa's, kind of, already been in the league. This is going in his 30th year. I understand that the rookie's probably going to lose half of those battles today against Bosa, but I'm assuming as a fan, you're looking for him to show you some type of sign like, okay, man, he blew it here, but man, he did pretty good here. Wow, he did pretty good here. You want to see some type of effort from him they can kind of inspire you for the future going forward because he is your number one draft pick. I think he's going to do well. Obviously, he's going against a really good pass rusher, but if anything else, it's iron sharpens iron. I always say that. So if he can learn from this game and he can watch film after the game and see what he did right and see what he did wrong, that's going to be good for him. Because who do you guys have as pass rushers that he can go against in training camp or in practice that he can get a fairly well tested? Do you guys have any good pass rushers?
I think under a new defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn, he's the former cornerback from the Jets back in the day. We're going to be using the 3-4 base defense, which turns Trey Flowers and Romeo Aquara into outside linebackers. So those are the main ones right there. But we also have Romeo Aquara's brother, Julian Aquara, second year. He's going to play a backup role, but I think he'll see some time today. We signed Charles Harris from the Falcons. He's a former first-round pick. He's a pass rusher. So, I mean, he's been going up against those guys in practice, and, he struggled a little bit early on as expected, but, I've heard some positive things as far as improvement the last couple of days of camp.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. Real quick, to my Facebook user, you're probably coming from the group that I'm in, 49er Empire Faithfuls. Welcome. I can't see your name. You have to allow my eCam software that I use to go live so that they can show your name. It's a whole Facebook privacy issue that they inverted the beginning of this year, where they're trying to and I understand Facebook's trying to protect people, but they get a little bit too protective. But back to the game, I'm hoping for a clean game. I'm hoping for a competitive game. I know that people want, I don't like blowouts. I really don't. I want the win, and but I want it to be competitive. I don't want just the Niners go in there and just beat you guys. I want you guys to be competitive to the point where, again, I'm a true believer in iron sharpens iron. So I want your D linemen put pressure on our offense. I want your linebackers. Now, I know your linebackers are not that great. You guys are still work in progress in your linebacking core. But I want to see you guys try to attempt to stop the run. As you probably read in my comments and my viewers have brought up, our rookie that we traded up to go in the third round to get, Trey Sermon, is inactive. Now, I expected Raheem Mostert and Trey Sermon to be a 1-2 punch today against you guys, but he's inactive. Why he's inactive, I don't know. I haven't had the opportunity to read that, but nevertheless, we have Raheem Mostert, we have JaMycal Hasty there on the team, and so we'll be okay. But I do want to see a competitive game, Dan. I want to see you guys play your best football, and I want to beat a team that try to do their best. I don't want to see a team lay down. I'm not saying that's what your team's going to do, but I don't want to see I don't want to go in there. I know a lot of Niner fans like, let's go in there 41-3, 41-10. If that's the score, it is what it is. But if it's 27-24 and we get the win, obviously a W is a W, no matter whether it's by 3 points, 1 point, or 100 points. It's just getting the W. But I want to see a competitive game. I want to see your defensive lineman, your linebacker, your secondary make our positional players better by being on their A game. So I expect a good game today, Dan. I hope the best. I hope, most importantly, what I want out of this, besides the win, is a healthy game. I've experienced a lot of injuries, so I'm tired of it, bro. So before I let you go, bro, and it's been an honor to have you on here. What is your prediction? And I need you to give me your prediction of the game. Give me an MVP on offense and an MVP on defense for your Lions?
Okay. I'm hoping and praying that this team can play well enough to find a way to, pull out the upset against your team. But your team is, has more experience playing together. They're talent-wise, they're a lot better and farther along than we are. But with what I've seen out of camp from Dan Campbell, the team loves to play for him. Like I said, I expect, honestly, you guys probably get the W today. Like, let's say, I don't know, 27-17, 10-point victory, something like that.
Okay.
Our defensive MVP, I'm going to say is going to be maybe our linebacker, third, fourth round pick out of Purdue, Derek Barnes.
Okay.
Offense, I'm going to go with another rookie wide receiver who's impressed and had a good camp, and that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's the young receiver out of USC we drafted, fourth round. So I'm looking for him to come up big today.
Okay, so you can tell when a team is rebuilding or working on the way up is when you chose two rookies as your MVPs on your roster. You know what I mean? You can tell it's a young team there. So I wish you guys well. I just want to read this comment real quick by Andy Smith. He says, if the Lions keep that close with us, we are in trouble this year. We are more talented, and it shouldn't even be close. Now, one thing I've learned through the years of being a fan, Dan, is anything can happen on any given Sunday. The Niners need to be there today and play their best football. And you're right, the Niners are more talented on all aspects of the roster. You guys are rebuilding, and that's just a fact. And the Niners are we were just removed from the Super Bowl, a couple of plays of winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So, and we haven't lost that many players. We might have lost maybe one or two players or three players from that roster. So we have a really good roster. It's a matter of staying healthy and keeping it together. And right now with the quarterback of Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo, is Kyle Shanahan going to play both quarterbacks against your defense? Or I've been hearing, and no offense, that the Niners can beat you guys with just Jimmy, so maybe they won't use Trey and give the other football world a test until they play the Eagles or the Packers. But regardless of what happens on our team, I just want a healthy game, Dan. I want your team to be competitive. I want my team to be competitive and make the best team today. And a lot of times you don't have to be the best team in general, but if you're the best team the day of the game, you can pull up an upset. And I know that will put a smile on your face, not necessarily one on my face. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for my 49ers, baby, to have that W today and then going forward. So, whether we beat you by a point or 100, I do want to let you know this. Week 3, our opening weekend at Levi's, Sunday Night Football, we play those annoying fans you guys like to call the cheeseheads. Now,
Green Bay?
Yes. Last year, you remember what we did to Green Bay in 2019 twice. We beat them down on the regular season, and then we beat their doors off in the championship game. They had no prayer. Now, last year, half of our team, bro, especially in that particular game, Dan, we had like maybe 5 starters out of 11 on both sides of the ball. 5 starters in that game playing. Everybody else were backups, third stringers, and the Packers beat us. Yes, they beat us last year. For what I've been hearing about Packer fans, they finally beat us and they finally got revenge. I'm like, I'm sorry, no excuses. A W is a W, a loss is a loss. I understand that. But you guys played no D4, no Bosa. I think we were missing our linebacker. We were missing our secondary. So week 3, if we're healthy by that time, we're going to put a spanking on that Packers. So we're going to keep you guys competitive in your division for that particular game. And then we'll beat the Vikings for you too. So after we beat you guys today, we're going to beat your Vikings. We're going to beat the Packers, and we'll beat the Bears. So after beating you guys today, we'll keep you guys close though by beating them for you as well.
That's awesome, man. I look forward to seeing you beat, besides us, every team in the North. So
yeah, we're definitely going to take care of that. Now I'm gonna let you go. I know you're getting excited for your game. You're getting ready. You got to do things before the game. I hope to keep contact with you, brother, throughout the year and just check up on you on how your team is going, bro. So I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna ask you to be a friend on Facebook and just to see how your team is doing throughout the year. Maybe we can have a show in the middle of the year, see how your Lions are doing. So good luck with your division. Good luck with your team, bro. Not just today, but the rest of the year. Hopefully you guys improve. Hopefully that Dan Campbell is the right choice and he does make a difference. I like your general manager with him. So nothing but the best for your team, brother. It's been an honor to have you on my podcast. I wish you well, except today. My score prediction is going to be 37-28. So it's going to be a double-digit score, but I want it to be a competitive game. So thank you once again for showing up. Thank you for being part of my podcast, and great luck the rest of the season, brother.
All right, thank you, and thank you for having me here.
All right, brother, you have a good day. And all my viewers that have been watching, thank you once again for showing up early. Enjoy the game. Have fun watching the Niners and Lions game today. I will be back live at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time to talk about the game, post-game reactions about today's game, today's win or loss, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So follow me at 1:30. Until then, enjoy the game. Peace and God bless.